Let's start by applying the quick start policies to our namespace from an OpenShift manifest file. In the background, a smart robot, also known as an operator, will detect the policies and program them into Aporeto. Using this method to write and store our policies allows us to strip away some of the complexities. Also, it allows us to pivot away from Aporeto if needed and keep teams using a familiar YAML format they use for other infrastructure provisioning. Once installed, we can check in the Aporeto web console to see the policies were created by our smart robot. Looks good. Now I'm going to use a similar OpenShift manifest to provision the Hipster store. This will provision all of the pods, services, and routes needed to run the application. I'll switch to the OpenShift web console where I can see all the pods get provisioned. I'll wait until the pod status is ready and the container ready says 1 of 1. Great. I'll quickly switch back to the console and delete all the quick start policy. It was only needed to let the app start up cleanly for this demo. I'll switch to the Aporeto web console where I can see all of my pods, also known as processing units. Next, I'll reorder the processing units so it's easier to see what's going on. It's not shown here, but I started a load generator that comes with the Hipster Shop to simulate users interacting with the application. We don't have any policies in place, so none of the pods are able to talk to one another. There is an inherited policy allowing them to talk to the internet and to the DNS. This is why we're seeing some arrows in green. The important connections are the ones shown here in red. I've pre-written policy that allows the services to communicate according to the arrows in this diagram. If two services are not connected by an arrow, they won't be able to communicate. Also, communication can only be opened in the direction of the arrow. Once opened, they can happily chat back and forth. Back to the console, where I apply a different manifest with my policy. Now back to the Aporeto web console, where my red arrows turn orange and a few new green connections appear. In the case of orange, it means something was failing and is now working. I can use the slider in the top right to make the time interval smaller, to exclude the failed connections. This cleans up the graph quite a bit, and now we can see all is well.